Kiwi Farms is once again under attack. Previously, Keffals, at the height of her $100,000 scamming popularity, was able to temporarily take down Kiwi Farms by, you know, reporting and meddling, going to Cloudflare, and Cloudflare did temporarily stop. I think it was that they stopped protecting them from DDoS attacks, and that was what was really messing it up. But regardless, that they went to Cloudflare, some back-end internet guy or company, and Kiwi Farms was temporarily down. And then it is, once again up, and it's been up for a while. But Prism 42 here has a problem with that, and according to him, he also has the solution. I am going to work on releasing everything I have gathered about Joshua Moon and the website known as Kiwi Farms because I, along with others I have spoken to, have assessed that is a plausible outcome for the site to get shut down. Before the plug is pulled, I would like to release the information I have gathered, ideally before the site goes down. My prediction is that they will create a new website named Kiwi Farms again and transfer as much information as they can from the old site to the new one. The reason this will be my focus in the meantime is that if the site does get shut down, attention will turn to me because of it, and it's best to have all the information available beforehand. So I'm not sure how he thinks Kiwi Farms would get taken. Like, is there, other people are currently actively working? Because I mean, I had assumed he'd be the one exposing it, and that would be what's taking it down. But he's also talking as if it could get taken down before he releases his information. Just read a couple of the people reacting to him. Bro, Keffals did that, and look how that turned out. The site is just gossip, but much more free on what they want to say and such. But good luck trying to take down that site, I guess. Fact, you won't. Kino tolerated says, and who are you? Char did nothing wrong, says, you're effing redacted. Keffals, is that you? Are you on disability? So, people don't seem to be taking him very seriously, which I was surprised by because, I mean, take a look at him. And I mean, if you're not convinced just from that headshot, which I would be surprised if you weren't, because, I mean, that is a very charismatic, powerful smile. It looks genuine, but also intimidating. And that's a guy who looks like he knows how to get stuff done. But wait until you see the stance. Yes. Very, very powerful stance. I imagine him saying something along the lines of, greetings, humans. Well, he stands like that. But he also has a YouTube channel with 2,500 subscribers. And he was one of the earlier guys that made a video about Ava Chris Tyson when that story first started blowing up. And he went on Chud Logic's stream after Chud watched his video, and he was very obviously very concerned with getting credit for the story being blown up. But he kept saying that all he wanted was for the story to get out there and people to know this stuff. But he's very clearly obsessed with being famous and known. Just look at some of these videos. I went to where Harambe was shot, Cincinnati Zoo. Nikocado screwed me over, extreme mukbang fanfic, mukbang and no recipe. Which I'm pretty sure on the forums, if I'm remembering correctly, people were posting other fanfics that this guy has posted to some website. I don't know. I didn't read them. I'm not not too interested in that. FaceTiming Technoblade at 3 a.m. Gone wrong. FaceTime calling. Which, 2 years ago? Is that after Technoblade's death? I'm assuming. If so, that's a cool move. That is a cool move. And the Chris Tyson journey. He he puts a picture of him with his hat down over his eyes partially, laser eyes, and then the Sonichu medallion. But he was just here to get the details out. That's all he wanted. So when he came um, and put this video out and it started getting a little bit of traction, he found out that people were talking about it on Kiwi Farms from some YouTube comment. He goes, "Oh, I'll have to go make an account and check that out." And he did. And he tried to get everybody to be his I think it's this one? Yes. Kiwi Farms personal army request approved. Hope he's got the right idea. And obviously that was sarcastic. They were not actually interested in in being his army and working for him. They said, just put out the information that you have, archive it, and make an effort post is what they told him to do. But so PS2 Nishiki made a post summarizing Prism before and like up to this event where he tried to expose Ava Chris Tyson. Or I suppose he did somewhat contribute to that. Hello there. This thread will serve as yet another reminder of why there is a warning about not cow tipping and not e-begging for attention when registering an account on Kiwi Farms. Cow tipping, they mean just interacting with the people actually. You're just supposed to watch and clip them or, archive things, that sort of thing. And why you should take it seriously, especially when the only reason you've decided to come to Kiwi Farms is to clout chase PDFs and trans people whilst expecting a red carpet upon making an account. Prism42 tried his hand at making himself an e-celeb, documenting the creepy trans... I don't think you can say... Chris Tyson with the Sonichu medallion next to him on June 17th, 2024. The video itself is your average Zoomer video essay. And yeah, this is a screenshot from him, his video that he made exposing Ava Chris Tyson. He has the Sonichu medallion there on display as well. It's very important that you know he has that. Well, all this sounds perfectly fine at first, except for the last part. There's a catch to it. This video would be made with the help of the notorious Cupcake King PDF himself, EDP. Having EDP of all people help you expose a disgusting trans for PDF not only makes anything you say completely thrown out the window, but it also makes you look absolutely redacted. He watermarked the full screen of the entire video with his username. He really thought other channels would see it, pluck the video from his channel, shout him out, and then his username would be spread like wildfire due to the watermark. And he actually did do that. This is a screenshot from the video, and here's a tweet where he mentions it. I have information about a large content figure that tucked inappropriately to a minor, and I'm having EDP 445. Help me get out the scandal because no one will assist me. Oh, just an insane thing to say. I think, yeah, here's a video. I just watched a couple seconds of it.
Holy shit, man. So my motherfucking main nigga, Chris Tyson, supports child porn. He's into that freak ass shit. That nasty ass, disgusting motherfucking shit, man. And see, we gotta protect our...
It's just so bizarre to hear him saying this. It's like, you don't get to talk about this, EDP, unless you're explaining why you're turning yourself into the authorities.
Our youth. We gotta protect our kids and our goddaughters and our nephews and our nieces and our cousins from weird ass freak motherfuckers like this. You feel me? If you guys don't know who the fuck Chris Tyson is,
but goes on, Prism would hear about the farms on June 20th from a YouTube comment telling him about the Chris Tyson thread on the forum. New post today in KF's happenings threads looks really bad if true. I haven't seen anyone else talk about it yet. Thank you for telling me. I've joined the thread. And he says, no problem. And then Prism comes back. It didn't go over too well. It seems they agree with my intention of getting this out, but are doing nothing but just trying to hammer me and tear me down. We have common interests, yet they treat me like I'm an enemy. I don't know what they suffer from, but it's bad. So he was expecting a much warmer reception than he got, but yeah, people did not take kindly to him at all. And I'll show you some more reactions to to the posts later because he was made very uncomfortable by some of the responses. After seeing this comment, he decided he would try to become an e-celeb on Kiwi Farms, thus making his account on the same day. I'm here. It's me. You've reached out to me and I've listened. I want to tell you some things. I've interviewed Lava GS himself. He refuses to come forward and denies that Chris talked inappropriate to him. But the tweets show otherwise. I have not uploaded the interview clips yet. Those having trouble finding the tweets use the advanced Twitter search website. I already screen recorded all the evidence on a live stream with others. I want to mention I am the person who had EDP talk about Chris Tyson. I also drove halfway across America to stake out a courthouse to get Chris Chan to do it since Bryant was being non compliant. I think Bryant is EDP's real last name. I highly suggest you watch the Chris Tyson journey for more details. I highly suggest you watch all three. He just comes into Kiwi Farms and asks, hey guys, you should watch three of my videos here. It's like, geez, dude. I'm not gonna say I understand the culture of Kiwi Farms entirely or anything like that. In fact, I would say the opposite. But I know you do not come in and just start begging for ego-fueled favors like that. You gotta have good info for these people to like you, or just be quiet. I would greatly appreciate if you would help me with this because I've been dealing with this for a year. I would appreciate the help with some things I have planned. If you want to help me with this or have any personal questions, feel free to contact me and ask me questions at my Twitter. And he shouts out his Twitter. Prism's first post was riddled with problems that showed clear disregard of site culture / rules and blatant craving for attention, which would come back to bite him in the ass later. First, the post was made to brag about cow tipping and as such was negatively received. He expects people to be like, oh, whoa, you hung out with Chris Chan or you interacted with them? That's cool. No, not, not here, man. Sorry. Um, Jesus, you guys really are the embodiment of biting the hand that feeds you. I've done nothing but trying to do the right thing, and all you guys do is try belittle and berate me. If we have common interests, start acting like it. How about thank you for actually giving shit? Also, check the dates of when EDP talked about Chris Tyson and when I first started making these kinds of videos. Yeah, half a year difference because I didn't want the attention from that. This is a beautiful picture of him. You might be questioning if it's him or not, but just look at the way he holds his arms there. It's just very much the way you would expect him to hold his arms when you've seen the way that he stands. Prism / Martin is your typical terminally online F-slur e-celeb wannabe. He is obsessed with trying to get e-fame, meeting up with e-celebs who don't know who he is, cow-tipping lolcows like Chris Tyson, EDP, and even Chris Chan himself. Martin is a YouTuber and likes to think of himself as a successful one, despite nobody knowing who the fuck he is, and most people just telling him they don't care about whatever it is he wants to grift off. And yeah, here's another pic. This is actually the picture he used to make the thumbnail, I'm pretty sure. Looks like it just heavily edited. Oh, and I should read that. He says, this isn't even my final form, which is badass. Something you'll quickly take notice about this guy is that he is desperate to try and get any internet fame he can, failing every time whether it be on Kiwi Farms, Twitter, or YouTube. He has tried many times to be a ween and contact Chris Chan, but even an autistic redacted like Chris Chan can see through this dumbass and realize that he's not worth his time. So he's adding CPU, CWC, Sonichu. It's me, Martin, from the courthouse. I hate the way he uses these exclamation points. I understand you may not be in a position to speak or move. I have only good intentions for you, Christine. Please contact me using the information I provided in the letter when you can. Sending love. You can't be sending people letters anymore unless it's like a loved one and you're saying something nice. A letter's just too creepy, too murderish. The thing about this post is the fact that Martin affirms Chris's trans LARP, calling him Christine. Martin himself does not believe in the trans LARP based on what he said days prior to trying to clout chase off Chris Chan. He says transgenders are LARPers and transgender ideology is extremism. But then, yeah, he placates Christine Weston Chandler. So clearly just being two-faced in order to try and get clout, get recognition, and it's a little bit lame, a little bit lame, especially for such a stupid cause. You're gonna compromise your values for that. I mean, even if it's a stupid value or not, it's just like so that you can get Chris Chan's attention. You're gonna do that. That's lame. Here you have another picture of him asking Chris Chan for attention. Chris, I require your assistance. The Sonichu medallion again. The lengths this redact has gone to try and establish himself as an e-celeb are quite pathetic. Prism has made many sad attempts to try and garner an audience, such as calling Technoblade at 3 a.m. or going to the zoo where Harambe was shot, or even drinking lean. Watch the full video of me below, a white boy trying gentrified lean for the first time. Full video in link. He will often take pictures next to E-Slabs, no matter who they are. They are like Pokemon to him. He's got to grift them all. You got him here with Kyle Rittenhouse. Very cool get. Michael Knowles. That's another really cool. Who wouldn't want to get a picture with Michael Knowles? I mean, he's just like the most generic right-wing commentator I can think of. If you were any more generic, I wouldn't be able to think of him. Oh, just look at that stance, man. How does he make Michael Knowles look so so charismatic and just I guess normal, cool almost, like relative to it. It's just ugh. And then here with I'm assuming that's James Murray. I don't know, is that the Impractical Jokers guy? Kind of looks like it. Oh, they did a funny pic too. Me spending time with Kauai U.S. Representative Neil Dunn Chan talking about why I think we shouldn't be funding the Ukrainian resistance. Okay, that's a real cool celebrity get. Oh, is this? I'm assuming this is an edit, but maybe not. And then, okay, they're showing Neil Dunn is a guy who does politics. If you call him out on it by calling him a redacted virgin who sucks trans cock for clout, he will send you pictures of him with his supposed girlfriend while accidentally giving you his address along with the porn on his phone gallery. And he says, I'm not though, but if you look at this screenshot here, it shows other things here. I'm not gonna make it. I don't think I can make it bigger, but it's a girl with a like a cow bikini thing on, showing her downstairs area fairly prominently. Martin does get the bitches though. As you can see, he wets their panties with pictures of him drinking Soylent. Though after all this, the A-logging, the meetups, the video essays, Martin has failed to achieve anything other than that the only form of relevance he will ever get is this very thread. So, there's a great summary on him. There are also a couple other posts that are worth bringing up. This handful of screenshots. During and after I was investigating, I reached out to a lot of people. I've lost count, but if I had to estimate, I would say that it's between 30 to 40 to 50 people. I asked them to cover it. I got ignored or outright turned down. People either don't believe me or the ones that do are afraid. So he's saying like why he went to EDP for the story. Oh, Oh, because that dude are afraid of being canceled. I've been too nice. I need to start demanding and use leverage since people seem to be scared of being canceled or just don't care. If anyone is reading this in the future, I hope you understand why I did the things I did. Very dramatic way of speaking. I have no choice but to have people that I personally would have never spoken to assist me with this. Bad people. Keep in mind, it's not like I didn't try to reach out to good people like Chris Hansen, which, from everything I've heard, Chris Hansen is not a good guy. He's very happy to use victims to get fame and money. You can look into how he handled the Onision story, and they made the one of the girls involved have to be like be way more public and put up way more stuff than she wanted to, and they were not respectful to her wishes at all. So I do not think Chris Hansen is a good guy. Maybe better than EDP, but I mean, who isn't? But I got blown off and ignored, even though he is aware of the situation. So this means I have to get someone to cover it or bring attention to it myself by any legal means necessary. Fuck morals, just the law. Even doing actions that would make me the villain or the bad guy. I do not want to do these things, but I'll do them anyways with a smile. I have no choice. I am typing this for any future person that wants to know why in my right mind I ever had EDP 445 assist me with this, or why I tried to reach out to Chris Chan at the courthouse and his house, or even Robert. So, okay, yeah, I think there he's misgendering Chris Chan, even though when he tried actually talking to Chris, he called her Christine. P.S. A common question I get asked is why don't you cover it yourself or report it to the police? One, this person has already covered up evidence twice. If I cover it, it won't be spread fast enough and they'll be notified by then. I've seen people get a hold of things referring to this person by saying that by people that monitor things talking about this person's reputation. They might go tell this person and they'll cover it up before it spreads. Then it's my word against his on it existing. Two, EDP wasn't arrested and in jail. There's no telling if the legal system would let them go, and then they'll cover up as much information as they can before people know about it. Me covering it myself and going to the police is too risky. The best thing to do is have someone with a following cover it or bring attention to it myself to ensure no more cover ups. So the way he's talking here sounds like, oh, they're going to delete evidence and stuff. And this is part of why the Kiwi guys were mad at him, is because he was like linking to YouTube videos and stuff, not archiving any of this stuff, even though seemingly he recognizes that if this story started getting traction and all they had were links to YouTube videos and stuff, all that stuff's going to be gone. Like, yeah, you got to archive it. And then you shouldn't have this problem. Then you can just come out with it. But But I'm not sure if this is true, and I'm not too interested in reading it, but supposedly this is what his name means, which is a very interesting choice for a username. Because I have been calling him Prism, but his full handle is right there. Oh, and that's the same one I already looked at. Yeah, okay, here's a little bit more. Oh, yeah, I think that the fiction press he's referencing the fanfics that that Prism wrote. Um, but he's responding to somebody else when they're talking about the source and saying that they're still up there. But we're mostly just here for more tweets. Everyone always hits Chris Tyson with the dumbest shit when owned a lolicon art piece drawn by prolific child enjoyer Shadman is right there. And then Prism replies, the artwork he bought was tagged as part of his PDF art collection. It is a sexualized depiction of a child. Stop defending him. Like that's not what Nick was doing there at all. Nick was just saying you can ignore all the other stuff. All you need is that they were a Shadman enjoyer. But somehow he missed that and thought Nick was being pro Ava Chris Tyson. And it's interesting that that happened to that he made that mistake because when you see this the information that he has that's going to take down Kiwi Farms, it seems like he also may have had a critical misunderstanding. So let's go to what he tweeted out today. This is supposed to be what takes down Kiwi Farms. A user labeled as a former Kiwi Farms staff member alleges that BAF on 8chan is a hub for organized swatting. In another thread, Null, Joshua Moon, is seen interacting with the user discussing Null's thread on BAF with the same user labeled as a former staff member below him. The user labeled as a former Kiwi Farms staff member is quoted typing BAF is the Baphomet board on 8chan. It is the board where activities like doxing and swatting people are organized or disorganized. Basically, if you hear about shit like SWAT teams being sent to someone's home and other bullshit like that, BAF likely had a hand in it. The user labeled as a former staff member's BAF allegations. So here's the screenshots that he has. This is them explaining, BAF, it's the Baphomet board. And then here's the guy saying Null's BAF thread has been bumped in the last couple days. And Null responds, pitiful how slow 8chan moves. Baphomet used to be a top board. Threads last month now. Sad. Or sorry, threads last for months now. Sad. So it seems like Prism thought that this was a thread Null made to swat and dox people, but it was a bunch of people who hated Null and wanted to like swat and dox him and, and make stuff worse for him. It was not his effort to fuck with anybody. And I mean, you would think surely this cannot be all that this guy has. But that's it. He tweeted out yesterday or 2 days ago that he had a bunch of information, and then yesterday he tweeted out this. That's all. Yeah, that's all. That's all. That's supposed to take down Kiwi Farms. The fact that some people harassed and hated on Null. Like what? But I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. I believe it when I look at this guy. That he would have this misunderstanding and come out and say he's going to destroy Kiwi Farms. And then his evidence is people being mean to the owner of Kiwi Farms. Oh, that would just be so great if he completely misunderstood and got the exact opposite impression. Oh, but I feel like there's no way that's all he actually has. He has to have something else. There's no way he just didn't look into it at all. He looked into it so little that he did not realize that's what it was. Here's another screenshot of some of his tweets from September of 2023. He says, I'm going through old pictures and videos, and I was really a simp, cringe, and a bitch. Thank goodness I've improved since then. So he is no longer a cringe, simp, bitch. He is ascended to being a cool guy. For reference, this was high school, early 2020, I'm talking about. And then can't really show the comments he's replying to, but here is when he originally came onto the farms to try and expose Ava Tyson. He replies, please do not threaten physical bodily harm to me or my family. It makes me uneasy. Please do not threaten physical bodily harm to me or my family. Thanks. And then here's him getting mad. People aren't taking him seriously enough. If I actually gave a shit, keep hammering the one guy that actually tried to do something about this. You guys are fucking geniuses. And here is a little bit about how he got an interview with Lava GS, the 14-year-old that Ava Chris Tyson was talking to in Discord. A second reason why people were questioning the narrative was because of the actions Prism worked with the notorious PDF EDP 445 to make his video. As Nishiki notes, Martin Edward, or Prism, watermarked the entire stream where EDP445 appeared as Prism's YouTube channel name, hoping he gets clout from this. Of course, he failed. With that failure came the criticism. Throughout the coverage Mr. Walker did, Prism, he was trying to rush the story. He was negligent in failing to archive additional evidence, including tweets. It was never about the interest of the victims. The video itself was not even being treated seriously by its own creator. This is already self-evident as he has decided to also include Chris Chan in the video creation just to get more people to cover the story, but also how he handled talking to victims such as Lava. And there you can see he had the Sonic medallion featured in the video. And it just had terrible audio because he's just in a park.
What ended up happening was they were trying to get me to become a writer for the Sonic comics. I declined the offer. I did not take them up on the offer.
So this part is weird to me. This is how he tried to justify having like rushed the story out and not having all of his ducks in a row before he did it. He blames Mike Klum, who is the guy that made the fairly recent Boogie 2988 documentary that got millions of views. Prism tried justifying his conduct, stating the following: Mike Klum's documentary put me in a position where I had to release all the information. Despite the fact that I knew Chris Tyson would delete everything once he found out, Chris found out because Lava GS is still in contact with him. It's too late for him. Not only do we have screen recordings, but there exist archived web pages as well. I'm still not done. I'm still not done investigating him as well as getting out the information. We'll just have to see how this unfolds. This justification only makes him look worse as it shows he rushed to get the information out instead of treating it seriously. Additionally, he complained about Adrox stealing his video. If his genuine objective is to expose Chris, Prism should not have any issues with other people covering the same topic. If I remember right, Adrox basically took all of the information out of Prism's video and sort of made a video closer to what Prism should have made. I don't remember the actual video itself, how decent it was, but I think it was pretty much just the info. So yeah, he was upset that other people were getting credit, even though supposedly he did it because he just wanted the information out there, protect people and stuff. Prism also teased there was much more information people did not know, yet failed to include it in his video. This was another issue people had. To claim someone is a groomer, Prism should make open-ended allusions to the evidence he failed to provide. Why isn't the rest of the evidence in the video? In an interview by Chud Logic, Prism has bragged about how he wanted to emulate the undercover operations done by James O'Keefe of Project Veritas. By emulating the work, Prism meant knowingly deceiving Lava GS. Last year in June, Prism has reached out to Lava GS under false pretenses of wanting to interview an anime fan. Prism added it would be interesting because Lava GS worked on MrBeast's server. When that did not work, Prism tried getting Vertius to reach out to Lava again under false pretenses, but this time for an editing job. During the editor position interview, Lava told the Rolling Stone the conversation originally started with editing questions. However, it quickly became more of a conversation about online predators. Additionally, Prism asked Lava GS about comments regarding Prism's EDP video, the one where he calls out Chris Tyson. So he's like, just see my video. Prism 42 and Vertius released their own videos, but none of the creators included the Lava GS interview for obvious reasons. Lava GS alleges multiple false claims were made, including how Lava himself drove to the MrBeast compound and a supposed coming photo from Tyson was like Chris Tyson was making a joke, the misspelling that word with Lava. Was sent to him as a minor. Due to the fact Prison is not a reliable narrator, it is hard for anyone to take him seriously. And yeah, that's very true there. Very, very hard to take this guy seriously, especially now. This is the second time around seeing him try to break a story, and it seems like so far all he has is one misunderstanding. So I have to believe he has something else. There's just no way you would come out, say you have this Kiwi Farms Josh Moon ending information, and then what you have is a thread where people were talking shit about Null. There's just no way. I can't believe that somebody's really that dumb. Even with everything I've seen from this guy, that seems like too much. But who knows? Maybe that is all he has.